Thank you so much for joining us today for This Needs to Be Said. There is an elephant in the room. Let's talk about it. Hopefully you took my advice and took your pen and paper out, because we want to find out from Rhonda Nails of ProjectPush.org and her guest, Ms. Genevieve Dobson, owner of Degrees of Success. We want to find out. I want to find out the degrees of success. So, Rhonda, welcome you and your guest. That's all I heard. That's degrees of success. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, you better be ready. She is an amazing, amazing owner of this company called Degrees of Success. I'm so excited because this is kind of near and dear to my heart. She focuses on education but also has other services as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know that she cannot hear you, but please welcome Ms. Genevieve Dobson to the show. Round of applause.
Hi.
You hear in the background.
Hi, Ms.
Dobson.
Wow, that's right.
The crowd goes wild, right? So, you owner of Degrees of Success, and I've really been looking into this since we've been discussing you coming onto the show. Before I go any further, I didn't say thank you to Ms. Catherine. Thank you again for having me back on the show, and thank you to the This Needs to Be Said family out there. Thank you guys for having me, and we're talking to Ms. Genevieve Dobson of, Degrees of Success, and we're doing the Your Biz in 5 segment today. So I want Ms. Dobson to go ahead and just give us a little bit of an intro about who she is and what Degrees of Success, what it is, before I go any further.
Absolutely. So I am a debt management specialist. Now, what that basically means is that I work with medical graduates as well as others who have large amounts of debt in order to help them to reduce their debt burden. Over the past 9 years, I've saved over 500 people $500,000 in student loan debt. So that's what I do. There's so many programs that are available to assist, but unfortunately, the information is not provided.
Right, absolutely. Now, do you just focus on medical students, or can anyone contact you? Do they have to be a graduate? Can it be an undergrad?
Yeah, so my specialty is medical graduates. However, anybody who needs help with their student loans, I am willing to help them, whether that be undergrad, grad programs, or, medical attorneys. I have clients from all different spectrums throughout the United States.
Awesome. That is amazing. And when I looked at your website, I was like, my gosh, why hasn't someone done this before? And maybe I have just never heard of it, or it wasn't available when I was in undergrad. But this is such an amazing service that you offer, especially whether it's to the medical industry or not. I mean, everybody knows the massive amount of debt that not just medical students, but any student, college degree, just a regular, bachelor's, there's a mountain of debt if you take out even just one student loan. So really educating and providing tools and resources to help students even before they graduate and then even after they graduate, right? Am I right in saying that you help them even afterwards,
yes.
Right? Awesome.
Absolutely,
awesome.
Before and after. Absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah, right now there is $85 billion worth of student loans that are past due. So my goal is to help anybody alleviate that stress. We're at $1.1 trillion in student loans right now. That's higher than any other debt in our nation. So I advocate for these graduates to help them sift through the different programs so that they can reduce that debt.
Absolutely. Woo! So, and the website to connect with you is degreesofsuccessinfo.com. Again, her website is degreesofsuccessinfo.com. So let me get into it. I mean, because we can kind of talk about this all day, but I do want to get through the 5 questions just in case maybe someone wants to call in and has a quick question. The first question: why did you start Degrees of Success?
Well, basically, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've met with someone who feels so proud to get their degree, only for it to be overshadowed by the burden of debt that's causing them stress. And so after working in the field for about 9 years and helping so many others when I worked at other companies, I knew it was time to start a business that was dedicated to helping even more people.
That is amazing. Again, just like, wow. When you're shouting out the numbers, it's like, you're not talking about just millions, because realistically, there are probably hundreds, if not thousands, of millionaires, but we're talking about billions and trillions of dollars in debt. That's just student loan debt. They haven't even begun in their field yet. Whew.
Exactly.
So it's a passion. So number 2 question. Who is it that you serve? And we've probably already addressed this, but if you want to go into more depth about who exactly you serve, that would be great.
Sure, definitely. So, again, I do specialize in working with medical graduates, and I personally believe that the people in the medical profession are some of the most giving and caring people around, but the system has turned them into profit-focused machines. So when my clients work with me, they walk away reconnected to why they got into the healthcare industry in the first place.
Refocusing their purpose, kind of, is what it sounds like. Refocusing what they came to do. That's amazing.
Exactly.
Okay, so number 3, your business in one word. What would that be?
Solutions.
Which is always a good thing, always a good business. Any business is a good solution, but definitely your business, because of the tools and resources it provides to students and even graduates. Okay, so really quick, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return from break, we're going to go through a couple more questions and just kind of really get into degrees of success and how you can help our listeners out, and maybe those that are listening to the show afterwards, how you can help them out. So we're going to take a break, and we will return momentarily.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Catherine. And again, we're back with Ms. Genevieve Dobson, who's the owner of Degrees of Success. You can connect with her via the website, which is degreesofsuccessinfo.com. Let's continue our Your Biz in 5 questions here. We went through the first 3, and I want to go into what is the one thing that you like or you love about your service or about your company.
Well, the one thing that I love is that I know that I'm making a difference, and not only in the lives of the clients that I serve, but in our nation as a whole.
Absolutely, yeah. You're kind of doing the pebble, and then it kind of makes a ripple effect into our nation, because if you can help one person over here and another person over here, that helps our economy in turn, which helps our nation as a whole. So absolutely the ripple effect. What is it that you want people to remember about your company or about the service that you provide?
Well, I want them to remember that there are solutions to their problems. Graduates should realize that they're not alone. So even though there's $85 million worth of student loans that are past due, there are options. And I help take away all of their stress by becoming their advocate. I do sift through those assistance programs that are offered by the government to help them reduce their student loan payments, and in some cases eliminate them altogether through forgiveness programs.
Wow. So there are programs, there are solutions available. We just need to ask for them. And your company, Degrees of Success, has you have the availability, or you have the resources to point people in the right direction, to either lower their student loan, or to maybe they don't even need a loan. Maybe they could get a grant, or maybe there are scholarship programs out there that they qualify for. I know that a couple years ago I had a friend whose son was graduating from high school, and he was looking to become a teacher, and there were several universities that were offering African American males the opportunity to go to school tuition free, pending that they would become their degree would be in education,
Right.
And so that's a resource that people just do not take advantage of. They're just a plethora of things. What is the one thing that you want to leave our listeners with today? Is there a special message or tip or something that we can that you want to leave them with today?
Sure, definitely. So one really, really important thing is that you're never alone when you're dealing with debt. I know that it's very taboo to talk about debt, and a lot of people tend to bury their head in the sand and just think that it's just going to disappear. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. The best way to resolve any problem, whether it be student loan debt or anything else in your life, is to create a plan and then tackle it head on. And there's nothing wrong with getting help. So my company is here to help. I'm willing to answer any questions that anybody ever has about their debt, and they never have to feel ashamed because, I mean, we're talking $85 billion past due, so trust me, other people are in the same boat.
Right, and then that's where not being alone comes in because, you know, there, like you said, there are 85 million other students or other people out there that are going through the same issues, and, you know, maybe if we make it an issue to where it's not so taboo that it's okay to come and get help, more people would do that. I have just a off-side question as far as the confidentiality of the information like you gather from the students. Let's say someone wants to work with you. You know, I'm sure, you know, with all the, you know, HIPAA rules and privacy protection laws, you know, how do you keep your client's information, you know, private and secure and ensure that, you know, no one's going to get to their information? How do you protect them?
Sure. Yeah, understandable. So, I mean, I obviously sign confidentiality agreements with my clients so that they're very comfortable knowing that the information stops with my company. Everything is kept very private and protected through security systems that I utilize on my computer. And then, you know, as far as student loan debt goes, I mean, to be very honest with you, I mean, the only thing that most people could do with it is pay it. So,
right.
You know, nobody's going to come in and pay your student loans. I mean, I don't keep socials or anything like that lying around. I don't have really a need for it. So all of it's kept very safe and private and secure, and the goal with my company is always to help them. And my clients are, you know, they're always very comfortable with me after talking with me and seeing what it is that I do.
Awesome. Well, that secures the deal for me. I mean, you know, you always want to know where your information is being stored. How do we do this? You know, what happens afterwards. So, you know, I would suggest to any listener out there, if you are trying to tackle this debt, the student debt by yourself, do not do that. Get some help, get some tools, get some resources, and that's actually available on your website. Am I right? You have resources available, and that website is degreesofsuccessinfo.com. For anyone that's listening that's within my network, I'm going to post her information after the show and then again later on this week. So if for some reason you guys missed the show today, again, it's degreesofsuccessinfo.com. I'll make sure that I get the information to my network. It was a great pleasure to speak with you and chat with you today about your business. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Everyone, please connect with Ms. Genevieve Dobson with Degrees of Success. Again, her website, degreesofsuccessinfo.com. Again, Ms. Dobson, thank you so much for connecting with me and with the This Needs to Be Said radio show. Thank you again, and hopefully we can have you back on the show soon. All right?
I would love it. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right. Bye.